G'day football fans and welcome back to episode 21 of our Sevilla Rebuild here on Dylan on the Ball. Today we are taking on Mallorca in the La Liga at the Son Moix. I don't know how to say it, I gotta be honest, I'm not fantastic at Spanish. Plenty has happened since you were last here. The last video was the first game of the season. As you can see, we've played 13 games, so there is plenty to absolutely catch you up on. Before we get started, make sure you do leave us a little bit of a like down below, why not? Subscribe if you're new around here. If you want to see just how far we take Sevilla in however many years we have left of this challenge, this series, comment down below whatever you think about the video, whatever you think we should do with this Sevilla side to take them to the next level, that sort of thing, let me know. Also, I have started to sort of think about what comes after Sevilla, like what do we do football manager wise after this series, how long does this series go, that sort of thing. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. If you have an opinion on that, let me know. I'd love to hear it because, look, I'm here for the viewers. That's why I do it, sort of. I mean, mostly because I just enjoy doing the stuff, really. But you guys are a big part of it as well. So let me know what you think down below and we'll see how we get on. Anyway, I thought to get us started off, I would cover, well, there's one obvious thing I want to cover, and that's the league table. And really, the thing I want to cover is Real Madrid. They're way too good. This is stupid. They've conceded 6 goals in 13 games, 45 goals for, which is over 3 goals a game. They're just absolutely ridiculous. They've only lost the one game. It was a 1-0 loss against Barcelona. You can see here, it wasn't too long ago in their form. So they have finally lost. I think they only lost one game last season as well, and that was to us, I believe. Anyway, correct me if I'm wrong. But they're just way too good. 12 wins out of 12. If we look at the results here, there's been a couple of games that have been, somewhat close, but for the most part, they're just clearly the best side in the league. Like, there's nothing we can really do about it. If you look at their squad, they are just clearly just very, very, very good, I don't know who Flavius is, but look, he's okay. He's 25. He's probably not going to get too much better. Dodo is wanted by other people. Who's he wanted by? Liverpool and Tottenham. He looks pretty good. I mean, probably been there for a while. Balerdi, decent, not the best, but then really it's the midfield, like Camavinga, insane, just insane. Tchouaméni, insane, just absolutely ridiculously good. Fede Valverde, absolutely ridiculously good. Rodrigo, ridiculously good. Jack Grealish, yep, you guessed it, ridiculously good, and he's been absolutely fantastic for them. He's not really been a favourite so far this season, so he might be coming to the end of his time there, probably because they've got people like Michael Olise who, look, who would have thought? He's absolutely brilliant. Umar Sadiq, even, not a player that anyone would think that he would be that brilliant, but he scored 28 goals in 51 appearances. If you look at his history, his first season at Real Madrid didn't really do too much, didn't look brilliant. Second season, absolutely ridiculous. Average rating of 7.44 this season, an average rating of 7.34 in all competitions. So he's sort of just about matching that output. Look, it's ridiculous. It's the fact that they can take someone who you'd think would be a bit of a nobody. They've also got Jonathan Burkhart, who they've only just signed and he's barely played. I couldn't tell you the story there, to be completely honest. Kingsley Coman is here. It's Declan Rice is... Look at that. It's not fair, And I'm not necessarily saying that they have a spending power that we cannot compete with, because, look, we do have a fair amount of transfer budget left over. It's, we can't turn over the squad like they have. Like, we still have players like, Joan Jordan and Jorge Cuenca that really... we would be replacing in an ideal world, but we just can't get rid of them for unless it's a laughably small fee, Speaking of, though, on that note, we do have a couple of players that we have been able to get rid of, and for a good fees. Honestly, when this happened, I was actually genuinely pleased with myself. I went about the rest of my day actually genuinely happy with myself about the money we got. The first one is Justin Kluivert. He eventually did go. There was rumours all summer. It took absolutely forever, but at the end of the day, Fiorentina actually paid his release clause, which was £40 million. No idea where they've got that money from or why they decided to spend it on Justin Kluivert. You can see he is worth 62 to 72 million allegedly, and he's making an absolutely gigantic wage at Fiorentina for his production. He hasn't got a goal or assist yet. He was decent for us. He did a decent enough job, but at the end of the day, we wanted to upgrade. We had Cody Gakpo come in, who was a free transfer, so it was like, well, why the hell would we not get rid of Justin Kluivert? The second player we got rid of or sold because the fee was, we couldn't say no. It's Pablo Maffeo. It's very strange, actually. Like, you look, he's played a bunch of bench appearances, not played a lot. But if you look here, they paid us £34 million for him. That's the maximum of his value. Why did they pay that money to play him off the bench? I genuinely don't understand it. If you look at their squad, do they have other right backs? Terracciano, like, he's alright. I wouldn't say he's fantastic, but he's alright, I guess. Ramani, I don't know, he's more of a centre back, but like decent, I guess, and Aya can play out the right, but they must just be playing Terracciano and not playing Maffeo at all. Anyway, we had to replace Maffeo. Didn't really have to replace Kluivert because we already had in the summer with Cody Gakpo coming in on that free transfer. We did have to replace Maffeo though because we needed another right back. We have brought in 21-year-old Italian right back and centre back, Wisdom Amy. He is absolutely sensational. I'm over the moon with this. Like, I know he's not an attacking right back. He's not ever going to, contribute 20 assists in a season from bombing on forward. But with that pace, with how built he is, he's tall, he's strong. It says he's an elite centre-back, but with his pace and stamina, and I've been playing him on the right side of defence, he has an average rating of 7.1, an average rating of 7.3 in the Spanish division. He's absolutely crazy. We've spent £53 million on him, so we got 40 million for Kluivert, 34 million for Pablo Maffeo, and then we spent, of that 70 million, we spent 53 of it on Wisdom Amy. That ended up being his release clause. They wouldn't budge on it, and look, at this stage, I'm thinking it's worth absolutely every penny. I do not mind one bit. He looks sensational. The physicals. It's the physicals. I can't get over the physicals. The fact that he has decent enough technicals and mentals to back up his physicals. It's a miracle. It's a miracle. I'm over the moon. As for how we've gone since you were last here, the previous video was this game here against Eibar. We won 5-0, of course. We then went on an absolutely barren run. Of course we did, because we had Real Madrid, Barcelona, Atletico Madrid, then Arsenal. Of course we didn't perform. What do you mean? What else are we going to do? We've lost all 4 of those games. We then drew with our crosstown rivals, Betis. Nice little 1-0 win over Levante. We didn't play well. It was a goal from a corner from Mohamed Simakan, as you see on the right hand side here. We then got absolutely demolished by Nikola Vlasic, of course, and Bayern Munich, 5-1. Since then though, we have had 8 wins on the spin, only conceding 2, and of course it included a nice just 7-0 win over Aris in the Champions League. So we did lose our first 3 Champions League games. We then won our next 2 by an average of 10-0. Okay. We're down in 19th, hoping that we can maybe do something in the remaining games. I mean, if you look at the remaining games, we've got Ajax, Feyenoord, and Legia Warsaw, is it? I can't remember. It was a Warsaw? Yeah, it's the Warsaw derby. So I'm assuming, here you go, on the stadium, Legia Warsaw Municipal Stadium. Obviously, would have liked to have, been able to compete better against some of those teams at the start of the season, getting absolutely pumped by both Real Madrid and Barcelona. Not ideal. Did well against Atletico Madrid and Arsenal. Not too unhappy about those. You end up losing 1-0 thanks to a 76th minute goal and a 56th. It happens, man. It's fine. We then got absolutely spanked by Bayern. Less than happy with that, but since then we have been absolutely elite. That seemed to turn a corner for us. Where you can see we've got lots of goals here from Malero, Tel, Baji, Ocampos again here, more for Ocampos, and Calamento chiming in. Cody Gakpo has been on a decent tear. You can see here in his 12 appearances, 5 of those being off the bench, he has got 7 goals and 5 assists, so keeping up with a goal involvement per game. Looking very, very good indeed, as you do look at his attributes here. So we are very, very happy with the best free transfer we've had this career mode, I guess. Looking at the squad, other than Cody Gakpo, look, it's been patchy. Of course, with those, number of losses that we had to start the season off, and then, less than convincing wins to follow, we weren't having the best of average ratings. You can see towards the bottom players like Cuenca, Calimundo, Luis Enrique, who have just yet to really get going this season. The fact that Naby Suma in his few bench appearances is performing better than Joan Jordan, Enrique, and Calimundo, it's pretty telling. You can see we do have a number of players who are wanted, and when you go to Ocampos, as I covered this in the last video, but in case you didn't see that one, we do have Ocampos wanting to explore options at the end of his contract, which does expire at the end of this season. As is with Joan Jordan here, you can see he does want to explore options at the end of his contract, which also does expire at the end of this season. I have been thinking with both Joan Jordan and Lucas Ocampos, we probably weren't actually going to the market to spend to replace them, because I think we have a ready-made replacement for both of them. These are those two. So with Lucas Ocampos on his way out, the player that is going to come into the first team picture at the start of next season will be Mady Elachourtou. He's been in and around the side for a little while now. He did just about break into the first team last year, but at the last he did end up getting a loan to Granada last year, you may remember. He's now this season on loan at Salzburg. He's not having the best time of it, hasn't got a goal or assist, and an average rating of under 7, which isn't completely ideal, but when you look at just how absolutely brilliant he does look, I don't mind too much. He'll be a decent inside forward for us coming off the left-hand side. Maybe also play a bit of attacking mid, we'll see. Basically, we'll play it by ear, and whatever he performs best at is what we'll do. Then with Joan Jordan on his way out of the club, not wanting to extend, I'm pretty happy to be bringing in Wagner Venancio. I don't know how to say it. I'm just going to call him Wagner. Someone help me out, please. He looks very, very good, though. For a 19-year-old, he's not getting like good league stats here. It doesn't look fantastic, but I mean, the Brazilian league isn't loaded in on this career mode, so like he's only there because it was like we bought him and then loaned him back to his parent club, but he looks very, very good. I mean, the aggression of 20 kind of scares me a little bit, but he's very good at tackling, teamwork, vision, work rate, stamina. He looks very, very good. He can even finish a whole lot, which is, look, I guess useful. I'm not going to say that that's the thing that I'm buying him, or have bought him for, rather. Because he's worth 46 to 62 million pounds. We bought him for 18 and a half. That's how like convinced I was that he's going to be absolutely brilliant. He's going to be more of the holding midfielder. He's a mercenary, so we will need to work on that personality, but I think he looks like, you know, potentially for Brazil, another Casemiro or someone of that ilk, because he looks just very, very good, doesn't he? As for the goal scorer as well, it started out like a very barren run, basically. We didn't get going for a little while. We then had a few players chipping in. You can see here, top scorer is Matthijs Tel with 8 goals, then Cody Gakpo with 7 also for Ocampos. Callum Wendo down here on only 3, hasn't had his best season with us. You can see he's on his way back from an injury. He did just come back very, very recently, so hoping that he can pick it up. He did this last season as well, where he started the season out horrid, like with horrible form. Scored like, I think by December he was on like 2 or 3 goals, similar to this, and then ended up scoring almost 30. So not completely scared and put off by it, but at the same time, it is a little bit scary. He's not performing. He's going down in a number of places, and we might need to end up looking elsewhere. Anyway, as we look at the competitions that we are in, I'll just scroll down a little bit so you can see us on the table here. Sorry, we are about to head to the lineups. We're in 3rd. Mallorca, our opponents today, are down in 15th, so we should be beating them. Hoping very much to just continue on our great form of late. So the lineup for today's game, it will be Simon in goals, a backline of Wisdom Amy, Neonzu, Hincapié and Fran Garcia. Midfield pairing will be Moretti and Adrago. They're looking fantastic next to each other. You can see they've got the good link here between each other. They're looking fantastic. That's probably going to be what we go with for the next, I don't know, however many years really. I mean, we've got a 23-year-old, maybe 23-year-old in Moretti, and then a 21-year-old, 20-year-old rather, in Adrago next to each other there. That's as good as it's going to get, honestly. You're gonna have to do very well to do better than that midfield pairing. Ahead of them, we've got Rooney Bargi on the right wing, who is yet to really hit his straps this season, hoping that he can do that today against Mallorca. Cody Gakpo on the left, who has been sensational. Malero as the attacking midfielder in behind Matthijs Tel, who has been our top goal scorer. Hoping they can perform today, hoping that we don't have to dip into this bench. We just have a number of, you know, former first choice team members like Oscar. He has been performing well. I just wanted to give Malero a chance from the off here against Mallorca. Players like Joan Jordan, who again really hasn't performed well. Gutierrez hasn't really got going, neither has Beltran, but really, is Beltran or Joan Jordan going to get going with Moretti and Adrago ahead of them? You know, we're yet to see, you know. Anyway, let's head on through. I'm excited. Let's get through to this game, hoping that we can continue our good form. And really, I'm hoping that these players can kind of just show you that they can perform that well, or as well as they have done in the last 8 fixtures. And so that you believe me, basically. So, because, I mean, There may be a crowd out there that think that I'm save scumming or some absolute rubbish like that. Anyway, before we do get started, I'll remind you quickly to please leave us a like down below, subscribe if you're new around here, comment what you think of the video, who we should rebuild next, when we should give up on this one, all that sort of stuff. Make sure you do comment it down below. Let's get into this one. Alrighty, we are underway. We'll hit them with an encourage early to try and set up those good vibes or something like that. Anyway, we were down as low as, I think it was like 17th or 18th maybe, after the three successive defeats against Real Madrid, Barcelona and Atletico Madrid, following on from our defeat of Eibar. It was looking pretty scary and you know, we were starting to get lots of things in the media about how we, you know, need to perform and how horrible we've been and things like that. We've really turned it around from that, which was always going to happen. If you start the season against those sides, if you don't win one of those, it's going to look poor. He's Tell in behind. He scored already. Wowee. Big ball over the top from Piero Hincapié for Matthijs Tell, who's done the rest, you know. Didn't need anyone around him, didn't need help or support or anything like that. Just a big long ball over the top from Hincapié. Under a little bit of pressure, just gets rid of it, but Tell does well to bring it down, put it through the defender's legs and across the goalkeeper. For 1-0, 12 minutes in, that is absolutely just sensational start, isn't it? Like it isn't the best football you'll ever see or watch or anything like that, but I'll take it. Hincapié there wins it again. Rooney Bargi now on the ball, taking it forward into the box. He gets tackled and they try to play out now. It's Baba hitting it forward for Kadewere. Lee Kang in now, tackled by Moretti. Mbula wins the ball back though. They go forward, Moretti with the intercept. Now Rooney Bargi with the ball again. He's into the box. Something happened there. It went very weird. Gakpo now on the edge of the box. Back to Bargi. Wide. Okay. Rooney Bargi really needs to get going this season, doesn't he? It's just not quite happening for him. I don't really understand like what the difference is this season to last season, to be completely honest with you, but he just this season has yet to get going. Same with Callum Wendo. Like last season, he ended like a house on fire. There's got to be something about the way that we're starting seasons. Like last season, it was the exact same thing. Where at this stage we were, I don't remember how far down we were, but you know, we had given Barcelona and Real Madrid the absolute run of it. There's a good win there from Madrago. He switches it out wide for Wisdom Amy coming forward here. We need to start seasons better, basically, is the story. Rooney Bargi for Malero. Tell, he scored again. It's his 10th of the season. I was definitely waiting for an offside flag there. I was skeptical. I'm not going to say I thought it was offside, but I was skeptical. Wisdom Amy plays not a great ball, but Rooney Bargi ends up winning it. Malero's header goes off the bar, and Matthijs Tell is there to mop up the scraps, tap it into just about an empty net, and we're up 2-0, 20 minutes in. Life is absolutely sensational. How good is this? It is 24 minutes in. We are 2-0 up. Life's good. We haven't had much of the ball, but you don't need the ball for long to be able to score. It only takes a second to score a goal and all that, but I mean, really, you need to get the ball somewhere near the goal, and then if you're not near the goal, it's going to take more than 1 second. Like only takes a second for the final touch of it. You know, it's silly. Anyway, 35 minutes in. Hoping that we can carry on that start, that, you know, clinical start. Another highlight here as they throw the ball away. Malero then tackled, loses the ball. Kadewere looks to come away with it. Moretti with it. I mean, it looked like a not great lunge there, and they are now coming forward with a Taylor to someone with a really long name that I'm never going to get out quickly. Kadewere looks for Amath. Can't find him, and now we come away with it. Fran Garcia on the left has definitely been the best left back this season. Hincapié's played there a couple of times, but Fran Garcia's been the only one. I've also been, because of the defensive strength of Wisdom Amy, who comes forward here to set up a hat-trick, don't worry, to set up a hat-trick for Matthijs Tell. The fourth assist of the season for Wisdom Amy. And it's a 40-minute hat-trick for Matthijs Tell. It's just the absolute pace and just ability of Wisdom Amy going forward. Plays it for Matthijs Tell. Not a complicated finish, not a great finish, but adequate. It does the job. It's 3-0, 40 minutes in. What I was going to say is we've sort of flirted with playing a sort of asymmetric sort of lineup as we're about to go through to half-time here, where we have the one wide back bombing on and a wing back on attack, and then the other wing back, or wide back rather, being an inverted wing back, so that as we look at, I'll explain it, here we go. Let's go to tactics, sort of like this. So it's very much the same tactics, but we'll have a winger on the right hand side ahead of an inverted wing back, and then a wide back to overlap and go around the outside of the inverted forward. We've then got the deep lying playmaker on the side that the wingback is on, so that that sort of area is covered when he bombs on. That's the theory anyway. We've then got a reverse of it on this side so that the left. Anyway, we've flirted with it. It hasn't really worked from what I've seen. We maybe need to keep trying it, I guess. I don't know. It really, I threw it in there a couple of times when we were in the midst of that bad run to see if it made any difference, and I think that game against, there's a win against Levante where we won 1-0 with a 70-something minute winner from Mohamed Simikan, and we played the sort of asymmetric defensive-ish sort of one for probably 70 minutes of it, so, you know, it hasn't worked yet. Here's another highlight though. Moretti plays forward for Rooney Bargi, who's into the box, across the keeper, big save. Rooney Bargi just about gets there, almost getting himself on the score sheet, but we're already up 3-0. It doesn't matter too much. Cody Gakpo has fantastic corners. His corners are 17 rated, which seems absolutely ridiculous. I should also say it is absolutely blaringly hot today in Brisbane. It got up to 35 degrees, but then with humidity, it according to the, you know, iPhone weather app, it felt like 38. So, you know, if I sound stressed or like I'm trying to get through this quickly, that's probably the reason, because I sort of want to be at a point where I can open up the windows in this room again and then, you know, get the fan up higher and things like that, because I'm absolutely melted. 3 subs here. We're bringing on Naby Souma. He can play a little bit. I don't really mind. We're getting Gutierrez and Oscar then on as well to get some more time under their belts and hopefully a bit of form. Another nearly moment there, another corner for us here that we won't see. Really, I guess I'm using these, like matches like this where we're already up 3-0 at the time where we would usually make subs. I'm trying to just get other players in form, like players obviously like Cody Gakpo and, oh, chance there for Kadewere, but it just goes over the bar. Players like Matthijs Tel and Cody Gakpo have been in form for the most part, really. But then it's other players like Oscar and like Miguel Gutierrez that I'm trying to bring on when we're winning, so they can go out there without pressure and in theory perform. It hasn't happened yet. What we're going to do though is bring on Luis Enrique. He can have a chance to perform. We'll also, let's move Wisdom Amy, because it says that he's a better centre back than he is a right back. We'll move him to the centre of defence, bring on Pozzo as well as Luis Enrique for the last 17-18 minutes, and really at the end of the day, hopefully put a couple more past them. I mean, I wouldn't complain about it at all. As much as Real Madrid are absolutely dominating the league and probably going to absolutely storm away with it again. 105 points they got last season. I mean, hopefully they don't get that this season and we have a chance, but we want to be the closest team to them, I guess. Whether that's ahead of them or... Anyway, Moretti wins the ball there, plays through Tel, who's through for a fourth. He gets it. It's a beautiful finish into the bottom corner. He is up to 12 goals for the season now. He's, got 25% of his goals this game? Is that how that works? Is that math? No, more than that. 33%. Moretti does a great job of winning that one high up the pitch on the halfway line. Then just the one ball ahead for Tel, who's got beyond the last defender. Then with his left foot, places it bottom corner. We're up 4-0. Life is absolutely sensational. How good is this? We'll praise them again. And it's been an absolutely dominant performance. Another highlight here in the 86th minute. Naby Souma on the right wing gives it to Tel. Tel back to Souma, back to Tel. He's not gonna get a fifth, is he? Surely not. He'll play it all the way back to Wisdom Amy, who's now centre back. Plays it out to Alejandro Pozzo, swings it in towards Enrique, headed away. Oscar then can't win it. Mops up though, and he will. Oh, that's a terrible. I need to say terrible, like that bloke from Family Guy. What's his name? Cleveland from Family Guy. Anyway, red card there for someone at NDI. It was a horrid challenge. You can't defend that really, and apparently today you couldn't defend Matthijs Tel. It's 4-0. One last highlight right at the death here. Oscar now to Enrique, back to Moretti from range. Tel. I'm sure Tel has headed that in, and it is a goal. I do not think he's offside at all. I think that's 5 goals for Matthijs Tel. That is absolutely sensational. Come on, son. It's a goal. It is 5 goals for Matthijs Tel. That is unreal. I think that's the first time that's happened in the, like, this is the, what, season 5? And that's the first 5-goal haul. That is ridiculous. I'm astonished. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So that was absolutely ridiculous. A 5-goal haul for Matthijs Tel, our top goal scorer, up to 13 goals, 6 ahead of anyone else. So he's doing a decent job of leading the line, especially with Calamendo not firing at all. He's doing an absolutely sensational job. A player that we brought in last season. How much did we pay for him? £35 million. We paid, no, 40 million. Must be 5 million in add-ons maybe? Yeah, there you go. 35 minimum. We just paid the extra 5 actually, now that I think about it. In his first season, he scored 18 goals. He's already up to 13 this season, so he is definitely improving and proving to be a very worthy purchase. Anyway, that'll wrap up today's video, guys. Thank you very, very much for watching. Make sure you do leave us a like down below, subscribe if you're new around here, comment what you thought of it, how great Matthijs Tel is, all of that sort of stuff. As well, if you do have any recommendations or ideas of what we should do from here, how long we should continue at Sevilla, or maybe try and get a job elsewhere, or start a new save as someone completely different, let me know. Next video, we will come back in the general theme of what we've been doing in this career mode. We will actually come back here for this game against Real Madrid. Usually we've been coming back for the last game of the league phase, so it would be against Legia Warsaw there. But with how brilliant this Real Madrid side are, I can't pass up, if it lines up with how quickly we are wanting to get through the season, why would I say no? So we've got Real Madrid on the 23rd of January there, so will be the start of a transfer window if you wanted to get any other suggestions in there, but make sure you do subscribe so you do not miss that one. And until next time, when we go again to knock Real Madrid off their perch, or, I don't know, drag them in a little bit, hopefully. Peace.